Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with Lego The Lord of the Rings. Let's continue the story. So, last recording I had a bit of an epiphany about my own criticism in that I have been critical of J.R. Tolkien's books. But I really shouldn't be, because I need to only focus my criticism on this video game that I'm actually seeing. Because there is definitely a possibility that his books are perfect, and it is simply in the translation from the books to the movie, from the movie to this video game, the problems were added. So, anything I've said in previous recordings, please apply that to only what I'm seeing here in the game. I don't know about the books, I don't know about the movies, I haven't read them. I've said that many times, and it's still very much the case. We're into the third of the three stories, so the loading screen there changed. And I'm wondering if we're going to see any more of the story with any of the other characters, or if it's just Sam and Frodo for the rest of the game, which would be kind of hard to do. That spider is missing an eye. I wouldn't mind a big old spider Lego kit. Of course, the problem with certain Lego kits is they're not usually detailed enough for my liking. One or two pieces to make major elements. I like the bigger kits that take more pieces. What kind of spider leaves a stinger? Or has stingers?
Let him go, you filth.
Wait a minute, why is this guy fighting on my side? Was he trying to protect me the whole time? No? I don't think he was. So I see a couple items back there. And then there's this second collectible. And I can hold B. I can hit him with a pan. Frying pan. There's another collectible. And there's something over there that's probably collectible too. Pick up the sword. Pick up the light. There we go. Alright, so that gets him. Now I can start fighting him with the sting. Am I gonna get to chop off all his legs? That'd be really cool. The baby spiders attacking us. It's a slightly different type of battle going on here. And that you have to pick up items. More strategy than I'm used to having to put into a Lego fight. Oh no! This is cool of the Lego version of him being wrapped up in spiderwebs. I don't think they've ever done that with Legos. I don't think there is a trapped in spiderweb minifig. Floor stomp. Get him against the wall one more time. What's going on? The game glitched. That's what happened. The game just totally glitched there. Pick up the sword. Come over here, hit B. Let's try this again. Alright, stand in a circle, hit B. Now Typex. That was weird too. Keep tapping X. That was a little too easy. I like the puzzle aspects there. But
Another one, has she? This fellow ain't dead. Get into the tower!
So, the ring is on Frodo right now. This should be, like, the end of the game.
Off. That shiny shirt. That's mine. Let's go into the Great Eye. I don't take orders from stinking Morgul rats.
Sam, they took the ring.
Begging your pardon, but they haven't. Come on, Mr. Frodo.
So yeah, they must have just not found the ring. That otherwise that would have been the end of the story right there. Sauron wins. But we are in Mordor, which I would assume is right under the gaze of Sauron, the Great Eye. Maybe the Great Eye really isn't Sauron. Maybe just some part of him or some spell left in him. There is a kind of lack of consistency. This guy is standing, I think, right here. And I'm gonna jump on him and knock him down this hole in a second. But yeah, there's a lack of consistency, I think, with Sauron. He was a wizard, I think, in the Hobbit, and he's like a giant skeleton creature at the beginning, in the prologue of this game, and now he's a Great Eye. How can he change into all these things and still not be powerful enough to know where his own ring is? Well, that's one way to get down. And that's only some of his rope. Is this a magical elf rope that never runs out? That would be kind of cool. For all those rare occasions in which you need rope. Running around breaking things just for the fun of it. Note, look how he swings his fists. Really not fighters. Could do for like a training montage or where Frodo becomes trained into how to swing a sword and a master swordsman at the end. There is something to the thought, it feels like, that Frodo is pretty much incompetent even by the time you're at the end of the game. And his pureness of heart is getting worn very thin as the story goes on. He's getting corrupted by the ring just like everybody else. So I don't think I can make it this height. That'll have to be done in freeplay mode. I don't know what just happened there. Did I knock one of the guys down instead of fight? Yes, I did. So the different orcs fighting each other. Why? I have no idea. Would have probably been helpful if they explained what these different orcs' beef was. Why the power of Sauron isn't completely united in a single-minded goal. Especially these guys. Fist and get rid of them. Walk out. Ah. So the gate, we need to disguise ourselves to get to the gate. Doesn't feel like a lot has happened since the last time we saved. That's probably because a lot hasn't happened. So, I assume what we need to do is find some helmets. And that's it. I don't think it's going to be anything sillier than that. Like, potentially dress in a different clothing or dye our skin green. Although that being said, this almost feels like you could just stand in this and that would dye your skin green. Throw that up there. Oops. So these, I think, were from Lego Harry Potter. They had cauldrons that got used a couple times, and I need to do some research, but I bet this game came out around the time Lego Harry Potter games came out. This was their B project. Well, the A project was to get the Harry Potter series out. And that makes a lot of sense. I would definitely make that decision. Kids are going to be way better and more interested in that. Okay, so we can see at the top exactly what we need to do. So I got the guy in the shower and I got his shirt. I assume get 2 shirts? You probably wouldn't, actually, if you were playing co-op. It would probably just be like, well, you got one set, that's good enough. To move that, I'd have to do some more stuff. You need to disguise yourself to pass through the gate. I figured that out. I can start a fire. It's always fun to burn something in Lego land. I love their fire mechanic, the way it's depicted. But sometimes in Lego games they'll depict it like in such a way that there's both Lego fire and real world fire, and then the real world fire never seems like it feels out of place. Even though the Lego Harry Potter games did have those cauldrons, I didn't use them very often, to be honest. I think the Harry Potter series from watching just the movies and not having not read the books either. That you may notice a pattern here. I don't read the books, but the movie series of the Harry Potter chronology, I guess would be a good term to call it, also suffers from there being one central bad guy for multiple stories. That would be something I would like to, I think they are somewhat addressing with the newest book that she wrote, J.K. Rowling wrote, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I think that's going to not end with, or begin a pattern in which they end up fighting Voldemort yet again, or some trap or some spell Voldemort started or caused. Particularly, I kind of lost interest in the Harry Potter stories after the third or fourth movie, because it started being so focused on this one thing that it stopped showing the fantastic and magical things that were all about Hogwarts. And it got very, very dark. It went from being a very lighthearted, or at least mostly lighthearted kids story, to a very dark young adult story. The movies did. So we need another chest piece and another helmet. Is that something I'm gonna get from something over here? I don't think there's anything more this way. I think over here on the right is the right place to be. Skit. Maybe the trick here is to have two characters here. Frodo can equip his elven cloak to hide. Ah, I see. So I needed to play as Frodo to come over here. It has been so long since I've needed to use this. Doing a solid snake action from Metal Gear Solid, hiding in a box. This is a gameplay mechanic that should have existed since the beginning of the game. We're 2/3 of the way through the game. This is the worst and most ridiculous time to be introducing new hiding mechanics, new sneaking ability. Let's see. Now I've got a rock hammer. And so this works. Tap that B button, open this area. Take that helmet. So now we've made it past. Start a fire. Starting this fire will lower a chain down in case we get back up to this point, I would assume. Let's push this way. And then let's push this way. Looks like we're gonna be done with this level pretty soon here. Again, not a lot of stuff going on. It's just this weird Look, that's cool. That's a cool animation. Having the guy draw a spider. Why I can't smash that? I don't know. Feels like I should be able to break that spider. Let's do this. Put that together. Put that together. As much studs as possible while we're here. Go here. Get that. Might as well get it while we can. Go here. True adventurer. And finally go here. And get this last piece. We've got everything, so now we can just check. Go for inspection. And we're through the gate. We're in Mordor. We are far, I guess, away from Mount Doom. So in the next 4 or 5 levels.
We made it to Mordor.
It's him. The Eye. We'll never get through unseen.
Come on. Let's just make it down the hill for starters.
Alright. Another level done. And it seems like we probably won't even unlock any new characters past that second row at this rate. True adventure. It does feel like we're gonna be up to 1,000,000 studs by the time we're done with the story, or somewhere close to that. Mithril ice bow. Interesting. And a couple pieces of mithril. I'm a little surprised that they didn't have a feature where you could build different suits or pieces of equipment in a Lego Marvel or the Lego Batman series for that part. I guess they just wanted to let the kids play with them, with all the equipment as soon as possible. Anywho, that was 23 minutes and not a lot done again. All of these levels are certainly missing major elements compared to the other Lego games. This is lining itself up quickly to be one of the worst Lego games I've ever played, which is not befitting a huge seller like the Lord of the Rings is. It really doesn't befit it at all. Anyways, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I hope that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.